Welcome all to Plutus IS. Today I'm going to discuss a very important topic of geography optional. It comes as a subtopic under oceanography. The topic is marine resources, minerals and energy resources. So if any question comes on this marine resources, I'm just going to cover what all keywords, how the structure of that topic should be, right? What it should consist of, and we will be keep on discussing about the questions based on it. So if some question is coming on this topic, then how you will approach? So first thing is that you will start with a definition which says marine resources are physical and biological entities that are found in seas and ocean beneficial to men, right? So what kind of resources apart from that you can find? Obviously the utility of the ocean marine is quite a lot. That's why the exploration of the marine is extensive across the world, right? So this is the standard definition that you can use in your definition, and then we will be talking about resources. Oil and gases are the primary thing that we get. Oil is currently mostly important, so most important fossil fuel, followed by coal and natural gas. How much it accounts for? It accounts for 33% of world's primary energy consumption. Now, marine resources are found either dissolved in the seawater or they can be found as a deposits, right? They are found in both the forms, right? Or they can be found as a seawater or they can be found as deposit. Now, in what forms we can find them, right? So construction material, for example sand and gravels, can be found. Then industrial materials, silica sand, phosphate, sulfur, argonite, these can be found. Then metalliferous oxides, manganese, copper, nickel, cobalt, in this format this can be found, right? All right, apart from that, the other resources that we get from there is petroleum, manganese nodules and methane hydrates. The most important one is oil and petroleum, right? And apart from that we also find manganese nodules and methane hydrates. What are the benefits of marine resources? So resources, obviously they are used for a lot of consumption. If I talk about oil and petroleum, they are used for, primarily they are used for the energy consumption needs across the world, although they form the part of the non-renewable source of energy, right? They cause a lot of pollution, but then primarily today they are meeting the needs of maximum population across the world. Apart from that, and who is the largest consumption of it? I mean, China and Japan, these are the largest consumers. They are having the largest consumption. Apart from that, USA, if you talk, is having also maximum consumption of all these resources like petroleum, oil, etc., that we get from marine. What are the benefits of marine resources? Using ocean movement to produce electricity. We can use the ocean in the formation of the electricity. We can harness it in a very well manner. The high tides, etc., which they come with a very high speed, we can harness them and actually create the electricity out of it. This can be termed as your renewable source of energy. Although the technology required, the equipment required, and the investment required in it will be very, very high, and the cost setup, the setup cost, the technology cost, and etc., or whatever the equipments that you're using is going to be very, very high, right? Not a lot of people can harness it, and only few of the countries have been able to do a lot of research on these kind of projects. Now they are pollution free and renewable, and we can use the energy resources for a longer period of time. Reason being because the wave motions are endless, right? They are abundant, they are reliable, they are resilient, and create even green jobs for the local people. Now, marine is also getting affected by a lot of pollution. So the topic is not completed unless we talk about the marine pollution. Pollution describes the occurrence or the inputs of the waste and impacts of this waste on the environment. Now, what are the types? I'm just discussing the headings, the types, and how they can be caused. The first one is sedimentation. Agriculture runoff, sewage, solid waste, and chemical and metals. Sedimentation can be created by a lot of factors like floods, soil degradation, etc. Okay. Next, agriculture runoff, your sewage, your solid waste and chemical which are being dumped down by the heavy industrial loads which are dumped in the ocean. So these are the main sources from where it has been caused. Apart from that, we will also discuss the causes. For example, oil pollution, industrial waste. Many times you must have heard of the oil spills happening in Gulf of Mexico, in Atlantic Ocean. So these oil spills are very harmful for the marine ecosystem. If we talk about the marine resources, then the different utilities that we are deriving from there, it actually causes the huge degradation in the whole ecosystem, right? When we talk about oil spills, the oil spills are going to make the whole ecosystem badly affected. Next is industrial waste, again the agriculture waste, marine garbage and debris. Now there are some conventions also attached to it. Without convention, the answer is not going to get completed. Reason being because we have to also discuss that what are the domestic as well as international laws which have been there and how they are making the marine resources, the marine ecosystem better, right? And also bringing the uniformity across the world. Marpol Convention is one of them, right? The another one is London Convention, and the next one is Helsinki Convention. These are the important conventions which are attached to the marine ecosystem. That if we want to keep the marine ecosystem healthy and want to reduce the impacts of the different kind of activities, human intervention, then these marine conventions has to be taken very seriously. Apart from that, there is also the domestic laws of the different countries which can be implemented for the betterment of the marine ecosystem. Thanks.